Hey, what's going on, everyone? So right now, there's a lot going on with YouTube and the conversation surrounding whether or not it was right for Boogie 2988 to pull a gun and allegedly fire off a warning shot at Frank Hassel, who had been tormenting him online for a while, and even last night going as far as to saying, "Hey, I'm in your city." I mean, this is a whole thing that blew up last night when you had Boogie out there on Twitter putting out a video more or less threatening to kill Hassel if he were to step foot on the property. And then today you had him actually go there and the two had an exchange. A gun was pulled. Images were then sent out because both happen to be recording. Now everyone is talking about it. Everyone is trying to see what's going on. And I can't help but ask myself the very simple question: is this real or is this fake? Right? Is this real or is this fake? Never mind the legality of the situation if it is in fact real, but here's why I ask the question that I do. I know Boogie. I've known Boogie now for about 6 years. We're not the closest of friends or nothing like that, but I do like the guy quite a bit. And even though, he has his controversies and I have my controversy, we've still been friendly the entire time and we talk occasionally. I know he deals with a lot. I know he gets a lot of crap for being who he is. I know this because he talks about it a lot. And so when we are in a situation where you've got content creators that are in fact being kind of stalked online, it really does call into question whether or not, the content creator has the authority to protect themselves on their own property, considering the fact now that everything is recorded, everything is posted, everything is shared. It becomes very interesting when you start to kind of break it apart. Did Boogie have the right to pull the gun on Frank? The answer to that is, in my opinion, 100% yes. Should he have fired off a warning shot? Again, my opinion on that is 100% yes. Should he have killed Frank Hassel? Now, that is something for him to decide. It all depends on whether or not he felt like his life was an immediate threat or immediate danger, or if he felt that Frank himself was an immediate threat. Boogie doesn't have any children. He just has a dog. There are people who stay with them, and we don't know whether or not Frank had anything planned for him. Frank did go there to antagonize. He went there with the GoPro, and he went there in order to get the reaction that I think that he got. He kind of put his own life on the line, if you will, in order to be able to get this troll. Now, obviously, every part of this is messed up. Every part of this is terrible. Every part of this is stupid, which is why I have to ask myself the question, is it real or is it fake? Was this something that Frank and Boogie concocted together as a way to bring a higher profile to both of them? Is this something that Frank, as more of a troll, would use as kind of like a calling card within this particular community for having for being able to mess with people to garner that kind of a response? And at the same time, Boogie would kind of shed this maybe pacifist, kind of center, sitting on the fence type persona that he has, where he ends up really, being kind of lambasted across the internet. He does. He gets really hit across the internet constantly for being this pacifistic type guy, because that's the attitude he puts out there, but that's not what he truly, I think, believes in. Because when you see him in a live stream and he's joking around and he's making dark humor comments, that is Boogie. And that's a Boogie that a lot of people like. But the Boogie that you see in his videos, that's the Boogie he tries to be. And I'm going to tell you right now, I know for a fact, out of full-on experience, that is not the best course of action by any stretch of the imagination, and that you should never actually go and do that, where you have one persona offline, one persona online, and the two never really seem to ever meet or mesh. It doesn't work out that way. Believe me, trust me, I'm an example of that. But then I ask myself, if this is in fact real, and Frank did in fact go to Arkansas in order to troll Boogie, in order to garner this kind of response, should Boogie have pulled the trigger? And that, I don't know, man. If he felt like his life was in danger, then maybe, maybe. That's a tough question to say. I'm not saying like you should always do it, but YouTubers and content creators and Twitch streamers, we deal with this kind of crap all the time. People use the safety of our home against us all the time. And so, since there's been kind of a slowdown in swatting, is there going to be an increase in this sort of trolling? I don't think a lot of those guys are really going to do it. For some reason, Frank has a real real boner for Boogie. I don't know the whole story, to be honest with you, but I don't really even care to know the whole story. But it is something that I want to have a discussion about. And so tonight on Boulder Talk Radio, which will be happening somewhere around maybe 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we'll be discussing it tonight, taking your calls and trying to get your thoughts and your opinions on it. I'll reach out to Boogie to see if he wants to come on and talk. I don't think he will, but I'll do my due diligence to find out. And again, I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions on this one. Do you think that he had every right to fire that shot? Do you think he should have taken maybe less of a warning shot and more of an aggressive stance? What do you think his legal ramifications would be? I'm kind of curious to know what people are going to say about this, because it does end up being a very interesting question. If we are moving into this phase now of trolling, where instead of just, like SWAT, which is attempted murder in my opinion, or just, derogatory comments on Twitter, derogatory videos, but now moving into the actual IRL trolling, are we going to get to a point where people are going to start dying? And I think that's a question worth asking, and I think that's a question that a lot of us are going to have. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions down below. I will talk to you guys later, and peace out.